Итак, дамы и господа, нас ожидает один из самых интригующих поединков сегодняшнего вечера. Впереди 6 раундов бокса в весовой категории до 67 килограммов. Боксеру в черном углу 25 лет. Его рост 175 сантиметров, официальный вес 67 килограммов ровно. Мастер спорта международного класса, чемпион Узбекистана, чемпион Азии, победитель игр БРИКС с профессиональным рекордом, который насчитывает 3 боя, 3 победы и 2 из них нокаутом из Андижана, Узбекистан, по прозвищу Гладиатор Khavasbek Asadullaev. Его сопернику напротив в золотом углу 26 лет. Рост 181 сантиметр. Вес также 67 килограммов ровно. Он чемпион России среди профессионалов. Чемпион Евразийского боксерского парламента с безупречным рекордом. 19 боев, 19 побед. 9 из них нокаутом. Из Владикавказа, Северная Осетия, Алания, Россия, Алан Khugaev. Рефери поединка Сергей Журкин, Россия.
Head up, no low blow, no holding. Listen and follow my command. Good luck.
Good luck, champ.
So there, a look at the tail of the tape between these unbeaten professionals. What a contest we have in store. 6 rounds. IBA.PRO card between undefeated young boxers. The southpaw wearing the black trimmed with gold, the more compact figure is Khavasbek Asadullaev, 25 years of age, from Andijan in Uzbekistan. Featured on an IBA card in November last year in Samara in Russia. He's got a 3-0 record in the conventional professional ranks.
No holding, Alan, no holding, no holding.
But he's a man who, having made his professional debut in February 2021, some 4 years ago, has switched with terrific success in between the paid code and the 3-round code of IBA boxing in the vest and head guard. So much so that he comes to the ring as the reigning Asian Elite Continental Champion, winning 4 contests out of 4 in Chiang Mai in Thailand in December to claim that Continental gold. His opponent, the orthodox boxer wearing the white trimmed with gold, is Alan Khugaev.
No holding.
26 years of age, from Vladikavkaz in Russia. He's amassed a perfect 19-0 record in the professional ranks. 9 of those wins coming inside the distance for a 47% KO ratio. So again, speaks to the nature of the matchmaking on these IBA.PRO cards, that it's a battle of unbeatens. Just getting his legs in something of a tangle is Asadullaev. Bobbing and weaving, he scored with the right hook upstairs, was countered by a left hook to the body by Khugaev. Nice tidy uppercut on the inside, countered by a right uppercut from the southpaw in black. So again, you can see from the different statures, each man trying to enjoy success in their preferred territory, and it was good success at mid-range with hooks and uppercuts around the corner and underneath from Khugaev. Asadullaev looking to get close
No holding. No holding.
and unload leather at short range.
Alan, no holding, no holding.
Oh, 2 solid shots, right uppercut followed by left hook out of the southpaw stance from Asadullaev, countered by a sharp shooting single from Khugaev.
Head up.
2.5 minutes gone in this opening round. Two-phase attack. Came behind a 3-punch combination from Asadullaev. Right cross followed by left hook to the body in response from Khugaev. Some of the action from that opening round. Wonderful accuracy on that southpaw left. Kept the attack going to follow up in a reverse 1-2. Southpaw jab was snaked out. Counter punching to the body, bringing right hooks up to the head on that marauding attack from Khavasbek Asadullaev. His 3 wins in the professional ranks. 2 of them have come inside the distance. 2 outings. She's done his 1 outing in Samara on the IBA stage. He went the 6-round distance. So he's made a brisk start to this IBA.PRO contest, scheduled for 6. Action in the 67 kilogram division, just above the imperial measurement of 147 pounds. But every inch a welterweight contest, and it's the southpaw Asian champion, Asian continental champion over 3 rounds, who is just looking to dictate the pace here now, quickening up his feet a little bit, creeping forwards over that front foot, reaching for the southpaw left, but was made to miss by the counterclockwise movement of Khugaev. Khugaev, when he's on the inside and trying to tie up his man, Asadullaev is doing a terrific job of scoring effectively with his lead hand. Nice layback and then follow-up attack with the lead right stick from Asadullaev. And again, making his man miss, then making him pay with a terrific attack to the body. Beautiful right-left combination, the left cross checking the chin of Khugaev. Took it well, but it was a shot which landed flush. That left hook straying into kidney punch territory from Khugaev. Hands being held around his pecs here now, the taller boxer. Scores with a good left jab to the body as he dipped the knees and drove it on a steep downward trajectory. Good straight right to the body with a cross. Nice right hook to end that 3-shot combination. And as counterintuitive as it may sound, I think the first 2 shots in that 3-shot salvo from Asadullaev weren't meant to find a range, just keep the man occupied and then follow up with a fusillade just as he's doing here. Look at how he pulled the defenses down with his right glove before scoring with the southpaw left over the top. Wonderful ring craft being demonstrated by Asadullaev, who's been spoken to by the referee about the conversation he's holding with Khugaev. Ernest Hemingway said that boxing is the most honest conversation 2 men can have, but I think he was talking about activity with the fist and feet rather than of the verbal variety. But it's another good passage of the round being enjoyed by Asadullaev, the southpaw wearing black. And again, left crosses and hooks crashing home against Khugaev. There he scores with a good right hand to the body, indicating it was low. Was Asadullaev who said, okay, that's how you want to play, bring it to me, and enjoys more success as he gets back over the front foot to score with left crosses. Sharp shooting 1-2 from Khugaev. Big swing and a miss with the left hand out of the southpaw stance from Asadullaev, and he's now quickening up the tempo as the 10-second clapper sounds. Sporting touch of gloves between the two as the non-verbal conversation continues. Just a little bit of a grin from Khugaev. Sporting touch of gloves to conclude the round. For my money, it is the man in the opposite corner who has made the brisker start, and I think that body language from the coach is perhaps indicative of his, that he shares the same opinion, as if to say, what are you doing? You've got to pick it up. Because Asadullaev was able to score repeatedly with a wide variety of shots, both straight and with the bent arm out of that southpaw stance.
Секунданты за ринг. Третий раунд.
So we move into the third round of an IBA.PRO contest scheduled for 6 in the 67 kilogram division. Mention the fact that the man wearing the black trimmed with gold, Khavasbek Asadullaev, comes to the ring as the reigning Asian Continental Champion. Khugaev is a former Russian national champion at super welterweight. Just dabbing at his brow after the heads came together on the inside. All but one of Khugaev's fights have taken place in his homeland. The exception to that, his 7th outing. He traveled to neighboring Georgia to extend his perfect record. Quickness with the jab, it was tricked out in rapid-fire fashion by Asadullaev. And again, the manner in which he's able to go through the gears is eye-catching indeed as he's continuing to control the distance and pile up the points behind that trusty southpaw lead right stick. Counter right hand in response from Khugaev. But again, he's being outworked and outscored and outpunched here now. And it's not as though Asadullaev is putting forth feather light punches. He really is getting some respectable power and pop onto his shots. And the reason I mention that is that it's often a philosophical debate in the boxing ring. Are 10 feather light scoring jabs more valuable on the scorecard than one howitzer of a left hook? But I don't think the disparity in power is such to bring that philosophical question into play here. Good work to the body by Khugaev. Scored effectively with a couple of left hooks downstairs in this recent passage of the round. There he's looking for a counter right uppercut. But again, just got to ensure that he's not outworked as the boxers exchanging right hands. It's a lead southpaw right jab from Asadullaev and a backhand from Khugaev. But Asadullaev appearing to be a more athletic figure here, and right on cue made his man miss, then made him pay, and keeping the attack going, following up with a fusillade of punches that just had Khugaev covering up and not altogether successfully. There he scored with a wonderful left hook to the body, swayed over to his left, turned the palm up to the ring lights and was able to dig it beneath the right elbow of the Asian champion. Hesitate to use the word amateur. Beautiful combination, keeping the attack going and backing up Khugaev towards the corner. There's a sharp shooting right cross success, but then look at the price he's made to pay. Very much a case of first and third boxing during that passage of the round, produced by Khavasbek Asadullaev. Well, as you'd expect from a former Russian national champion, Khugaev over in the gold corner, the opposite corner, showcasing his skills, but far more of them are being exhibited by the southpaw out of the black corner. Again, manner in which he's able to spin around the target, give his man angles. It was a wonderful right cross, but it came after a cluster of punches and then was followed by that to make it the first and final word in the exchange for Asadullaev. So, halfway through this contest scheduled for 6 3-minute rounds in the 67 kilogram division. Khavasbek Asadullaev, for my money, with the edge in what is a really competitive contest so far. And we saw Khugaev's corner, the orthodox boxer in the white and gold, saw his coach turn his palms upwards at the end of the second round as if to say, well, what are you doing? And I think the same message has been communicated once again, because he's come out for this fourth round with greater urgency, trying to get himself back into the contest, or at least make a favorable impression on the judges' scorecards, because with 3 rounds completed, for what it's worth, I've got all 3 of them scored in favor of Asadullaev. And credit to Khugaev, because he is trying to increase his punch output, but then, like the competitor he is, Asadullaev meeting him and indeed raising him to ensure that he maintains the advantage in that regard. Double left hand, uppercut, then hook, followed by a southpaw right from Asadullaev. Not particularly accurate during that attempted combination. So good portion of the round during that exchange at center ring enjoyed by Khugaev. Counter right hand to the body is an effective shot, and then a right cross upstairs, which was punctuated by a success downstairs for Asadullaev. But Khugaev has really picked up the pace here. Now a different posture being presented, a shimmying, pivoting on the back foot like a latter-day Jersey Joe Walcott is Asadullaev, just trying to present a different look to Khugaev, perhaps in response to the increased punch output that he is being faced with, because he's finding it a little more difficult now to get his own successes off. He's being countered as he was by that left hook here. A little bit of high stepping in response from Khugaev. The 2 men try to get inside the mind of their opponent. Left hook to the body was inaccurate and was made to pay by a 2-shot counter from Asadullaev was Khugaev. 2 men just fainting on the edge of range. Solid left hook clumped home on the inside by Khugaev. As again, skipping back to his work out of that southpaw stance is Asadullaev.
No holding, no push, Khavasbek, no push. No holding, Kalan, no holding.
So the 2 men entangled on the inside, the referee content to allow them to work it out, and then almost a gentleman's agreement before the sound of the bell. Okay, I'll let go if you'll let go. But remember, the referee's mantra, the boxing mantra, is to protect yourself at all times, so neither of them willing to break before the sound of the bell. Some of the action from the 4th round, a round where Khugaev did pick up the pace. His quality has always been there, but he was able to showcase more of it in this round, getting the better of some of the exchanges. And again, the body language he received from his coach as he made his way back to the gold corner, suggesting that his coach still wants more. 6-round distance doesn't hold fierce for either of these boxers. Each of them have navigated the 6-round distance on numerous occasions, and of course, having been a former national champion at super welterweight, the 10-round distance has been experienced by Khugaev on a couple of occasions. So we move into the 5th round of a scheduled 6th, and coming out bombing away with that backhand is Alan Khugaev. The right hand, always a good antidote against the southpaw stance. And when he's led off, he has put a different complexion on the contest, has Khugaev. When he's waited and sought to play counterpunches, there was a slapping right hand which checked the chin of Asadullaev from Khugaev. But when he's waited and allowed Asadullaev to get off first, well, that has been in favor of the southpaw wearing the black trimmed with gold, just as he's demonstrating here. But of course, to lead off and maintain the pressure takes quite an energy tank. He was able to do that for portions of the 4th round. Can he continue that here in the 5th, just as he did there? Good left hook to the body from Khugaev. Sumptuous left hook downstairs from Khugaev, but countered immediately by a cluster of punches. And the combination kept going, quarrying away just above the belt line with that southpaw backhand. Here's Asadullaev. And the referee speaking to both boxers that those withering body attacks may be straying below the belt line, but straight back to the body goes Khugaev, seeking to sap the energy out of the southpaw wearing black. Body punching can be difficult to score but it's an investment that can reap huge dividends because it can really deplete the energy levels of your opponent and render them increasingly stationary as the bout progresses. Both men demonstrated the art of body punching beautifully. There's a tidy right hook on the inside out of the orthodox stance from Khugaev. Picture perfect left hook downstairs once again, sunk in beneath the elbow of Asadullaev. He scores with it once more, but double right jab, left cross attempted by Asadullaev. Counter right hand not too far away from Khugaev. And the quality on display, beautiful double backhand to jolt the head back, and again right hand leads, proving a really profitable punch for Alan Khugaev through this passage of the round. Aware of that, Asadullaev going in search of his get back. Takes another left hook downstairs once again. Just pivoting in the pocket to give his man angles. 10-second clapper sounds, closing stages of round number 5 in what has been a very good round by Khugaev. His right hand successes have been notable and plentiful. So maybe overstating things to state that this has been a contest of two halves, because each of the 5 completed rounds have been competitive, but in the last 2 rounds, this man has made a discernible difference in terms of his punch output. He's picked up the pace, he's let his hands go with more frequency, and his right hand has been really eye-catching, able to score with it repeatedly. Asadullaev always in the contest, but he's been given far more to think about through rounds 4 and 5 as a result of the increased activity being produced by Alan Khugaev.
Секунданты сдают. Финальный 6-й раунд.
Time.
So a little bit of a tardy exit
Please.
Good luck.
Box.
by the coaches to begin the 6th and final round. And wonderful to see that sportsmanship between the two boxers in a contest where we've seen terrific skill exhibited, as evidenced by that burst of punches to body and head from Alan Khugaev. Khavasbek Asadullaev started really briskly out of his southpaw stance, but in rounds 4 and 5, Khugaev really clambered his way back into the contest. And in the event that we go to the scorecards, and this round isn't a 10-8 round by way of domination or decking your opponent, well, it could make things very interesting indeed on the scorecards of the 3 judges. Exchange of shots, with Khugaev scoring effectively downstairs, countered by success to the head from Asadullaev. There was more success for both boxers during that exchange. We approach the halfway stage of this round. So a little bit of showboating being produced now by Asadullaev, and again, maybe seeking to enter bout management mode, thinking that he's done enough. There's a brief cameo of an Ali shuffle out of that southpaw stance by Asadullaev.
Listen my call. Okay. Head up.
Crowded against the ropes, and Khugaev was able to tag him with a couple of punches. Well, it's all smiles over in that black corner. They must feel that their man is comfortably in front, but look at that barrage of punches to the body. Beautiful work downstairs, shoveling in hooks beneath the elbows, but then back comes Asadullaev, while Khugaev perhaps allowing his energy levels to recover after that volley of punches. Asadullaev made hay with an effective combination of straight shots upstairs. And it's been that type of contest particularly in rounds 4 and 5. Chin checker of a left hook unfurled by Khugaev.
Head up, Alan, head up.
Less than 30 seconds remaining in the 6th and final round. Beautiful two-shot combination and keeping the attack going to have success from both flanks is Asadullaev. Big swing and a miss with the overhand left. The right hook which followed it was inaccurate as well. And then on the sound of the 10-second clapper, Asadullaev content to play matador, skipping his way around the boxing ring. As I say that, he takes up standing sentry near the neutral corner, allowing Alan Khugaev to tee off. Terrific contest in this IBA.PRO bout over the 6 3-minute rounds in the 67-kilogram division. Well, for what it's worth, I think that the man in black has probably done enough to edge this contest, but it was a terrific response in round 4 and particularly round 5, produced by Alan Khugaev, but it may well be a case of too little, too late. He was always in the contest, but over the first 3 rounds, it was Asadullaev who, for my money, did the better work, was more eye-catching, there was more of it. In round 4, Khugaev, to his credit, picked up the pace. He really did that in the 5th round. And then in the final round, well, it was this man who perhaps did the better work overall once again. But a very competitive affair. And I just wonder whether Khugaev will be kicking himself that he didn't start at the pace he demonstrated in rounds 4 and 5 earlier in the bout. This man was allowed to build up a lead on the scorecards, at least that's how I saw it. And by the time Khugaev did pick up the pace after a comparatively slow start, well, he must have been trailing at the halfway stage. Well, again, look at the contrast in body language. Here's Alexander Sadokov with the official verdict.
И в этом поединке единогласным решением судей победу по очкам одержал по прозвищу Гладиатор Khavasbek Asadullaev, Uzbekistan.
So Khavasbek Asadullaev extends his perfect start on the IBA.PRO stage. Now 2 wins out of 2 after his IBA professional night, IBA Champions Night debut in Samara in November. And declared a points decision victor over Alan Khugaev, he experiencing defeat for the first time as a professional. Remember, this is an IBA.PRO contest, so it won't necessarily show up on his professional record outside of IBA professional boxing. But it was a dramatic entrance into the boxing ring by the Asian Continental Champion in the 3-round format. The Gladiator, Khavasbek Asadullaev, producing some really eye-catching southpaw skills over the first 3 rounds. Then Khugaev responded in the 4th, really picked up the pace in the 5th, before it was a back-and-forth encounter in the 6th and final round, which was probably edged by the man declared as the victor. So lessons learned, no doubt, for Alan Khugaev and his camp. Won't want to give away, not that he did give away, but he won't want to start as slowly as he did in subsequent outings. But a deserving victor is Khavasbek Asadullaev, the gladiator out of Andijan, Uzbekistan, extending his perfect record with that points victory.